college admissions is not fair. If you thought it was, you're in for a rude surprise. But I'm going to walk you through today sort of why I say this so often and what it means to you. So what you may know is that the number of applications has continued to increase over certainly the last 10 years, really in the last 20 years, exponentially. So if you're Gen X, like me, like holler, say, can I get an amen? You might have just known to wake up, take the SAT one time, apply to about 5 colleges, and that was really the end of that. But over time, applications have gone up. So you might know that already, but you may not know why. And so I'm going to give you a quick little history lesson, and that is this. In the mid to late 80s, there's this little thing called the U.S. News and World Report. I know you've heard of that. And they decided that they were trying to get more readers. Really, it was just a matter of how do we get more readers to our magazine? And they decided to come up with this list of colleges and rank the colleges. And who doesn't love a good list, right? Who doesn't pay attention to that top 10 list on Netflix, or you go to Yelp, or you go to anything and you're trying to find the top 10 best of anything. So that's what Americans sort of turned to, and they ate it up. So since then, it's really become sort of a business. The college admission industry has become a business because it really comes down to wanting to climb the charts on that little pesky ranking sheet. So that's a little bit, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but that's a little tiny bit of a history lesson for you. Okay. So before I dive into giving you all of these tips and whatnot, you might be thinking, well, who are you? Who's Dr. Colón? And sort of what's my background? So I'll give you a quick story. This is me when I was young, and I'm a daughter of an immigrant mother, and she had dreams of going to college, but she wasn't really encouraged too much from her own mother and from her own household. So she made it her own mission to make sure that her 3 daughters made it to college. And it was never a question of if we were going to college, but rather where we were going to college. And so she replaced the word if with the word when you go to college. She knew I had a dream of, my dream college was USC, the University of Southern California. And she met someone, the Santa Claus looking man here, by the name of Mr. Raul Vargas. She met him when I was a sophomore. She didn't really tell me, but she held onto his business card, and he said, when you're ready, let me know. And so she had the courage to ask for help, much like you are doing today, just making a priority to get the help and the answers that you need for yourself, for your child, to get them to where they want to be. So she held onto that card. She drove me north on the 110 freeway in a brown Oldsmobile, and there we got the advice from him, just like you're getting advice from me today. So it's really because of him and because of her that I do what I do. So thank you, Mom. 4 years later, I was graduating from my dream college. So there I am. After USC, I fell in love with my experience there. I wanted to continue, and I wanted to work in student affairs and work with students at the college campus. That's what I thought anyway. So I got my master's degree from Teachers College at Columbia University. There's my best friend from high school who flew out to be with me and my entire family for graduation. And then from there, really sort of fast forward to much later. It was about 2016 that I wrote my first book. This is actually my second book, the second edition, and that came out in 2023. So Be Committed, Get Admitted. It's also in Spanish, and you can order it on Amazon. And it's really this was the place of that birth of that first book. So there you go. I've gone on to do a number of TV interviews and TED Talks, so you can look it up. But it's been a great journey. And really my mission is to continue to give as much information as possible to as many people as possible, because I know, like me and like my mom, we just didn't have enough information that it just wasn't available to us. So there you go. Okay. All right, so here is a photo of me with Gary Clark. Gary Clark is the vice president of enrollment at UCLA, and I interviewed him on my podcast. It's now been years ago. But then this is what I remember clearly that he said to me. So you may want to tattoo this to your brain. You may just want to write this down. And that is, he said, think less of what you think we want to hear and more about what you need to say. Okay, let me just say that one more time. He said, think less about what you think we want to hear and more about what you need to say. I just thought that was really a great thing to say because UCLA receives the most number of college applications in the entire United States, which is really in the entire world. So There you go.